Raider Jim, final thoughts as we wrap up the Breeders' Cup preview edition of the Call to Post.
Yeah, final thoughts, as we tend to do on this podcast. We go for more human interest, and we go for not just feel good, but we also like to extend our condolences to people. And unfortunately, in San Diego and in my own neighborhood here, today there was a procession for a young lady in her mid-20s, 25 or 26 years old, police officer for the La Mesa Police Department, got out of her car to help somebody who was in an overturned vehicle last week. And when she did that, she was struck and killed. Talk about taken away in the prime of your life. She was the first police officer of the La Mesa Police Department to lose her life during the call of duty. To her family, and her name is Officer Laura Craven. To the Craven family, my condolences. And then the other one, real hard to talk about, and that is there's a street I go by 3, 4, 5 times a week, especially when I'm going to my early morning acupuncture appointments. And I always see the little kids going back and forth to school, and there's a guy that stands on the corner to make sure that people get across. And I always wonder, my gosh, how these little kids shouldn't be going to school, and they're not little, they're 6th graders or whatever. And then last week, what happened? The unimaginable, the unthinkable. And a family of 3 kids got hit by a vehicle. One of the brothers passed away. One is very injured. And as I was going to my appointment yesterday, I came up to the intersection and noticed the big pile of teddy bears and flowers and things like that. So this is just a reminder. Life is fleeting. Life is short. 25 years old down to 12 years old. A lot of families, a lot of loss. Appreciate your family and your friends. Keep them close to you. Always remember them and let them know. And so I'm going to let you know, sir. You wanted to know what one of my best Breeders' Cup memories is. It's that day that me and you walked through that gate because we said we would. So we will do that again in the near future.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I agree. It was definitely a great day. A day that I'll never forget. I think I still have the lanyard.
Oh yeah,
hanging up over there. But yeah, that was a fantastic day, and I want to echo what Raider Jim just said. Obviously, I did see the child incident, and I'm not going to say the neighborhood Raider Jim lives in, but when I saw that, immediately, just my heart sank. It's very difficult, and it's an opportunity maybe for all of us to, I think this will make it out before Halloween, but just in general, you just make sure you're looking twice for the kids, especially around schools. It's nobody, I don't care who you are, wants to be the person or the reason why a young child doesn't get to go home, or why a parent doesn't get to hold their child. And then, yes, thoughts and prayers to Officer Craven. That was a devastating story that, when I think it happened in the early morning hours. So you're kind of waking up to it. And, sometimes you get some calls from people and you're like, oh, all right, well, I guess everyone who's traveling in this direction is going to be late, and you just kind of shake it off as whatever. And then more details come out and you realize why. Oh, okay, that's why the entire 8 is pretty much shut down. It kind of makes your tardiness feel a little inconsequential. But my final thoughts, I want to thank Raider Jim first and foremost. It's been a crazy summer for myself, and he's been there to kind of be the shoulder to lean on and things like that. But I also want to thank our listeners. When we talk about the original Call to Post, we always say we're going to be with you all summer. And unfortunately, we weren't. And again, it's not because we were sitting around drinking Mai Tais going, ha ha, let them figure it out on their own. But we had some things to deal with, but we really do. We are very thankful for you sticking with us, and we hope we found you some winners in this one. And, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, next year is going to be all that better, but we are hoping that it will be, and we will be able to live up to that promise of being able to be with you all summer as we get you ready for the Breeders' Cup, not just kind of a random preview in there. But again, I think you're just going to have to take our word for it that it was needed. So with that being said, thank you all so much for listening to this episode of the original Call to Post, presented by the First Off the Bench podcast network. Everyone comes off the bench. We are First. It is time for y'all to go wash your hands and stop hating everybody. We'll talk to y'all very soon. Take care.
That's smart.